Remembering George Washington Carver, 1865 to 1943, by Caitlin Ashley. George was born a slave to a woman named Mary, who was abducted. He was found by the Carvers, who raised him as their own. He was a frail child and could not work outside, but could do things inside. Being so frail and not being able to work outside with his father, Susan Carver taught him how to read, write, cook, and embroider. He also was given an amazing education from the Carvers. Moses and Susan Carver, being owners to George's mother Mary, raised him and his brother James as their own, giving them an extraordinary education. But George was not settling for just an education. He wanted to go to college. Being a black student, George could not get admitted into colleges that he wanted. Finally, after many times of trying, he got accepted into Simpson College. George went to Iowa State to study botany, where he was the first black student, then became a botanist, which is a scientist that studies plant life. After, he continued to obtain his master's degree as well, then became a professor. In 1896, Booker T. Washington opened an all-black college in Tuskegee, Alabama, where George became the head of the agricultural department, where he taught for the rest of his life. George wanted to help in the agricultural business. The cash crop of the South was cotton, but after about a year of cotton growth, nutrients can be stripped from the soil, which makes it hard to regrow the next year, and weak. George introduced his students how to use crop rotation. One year they would grow cotton and then would follow by other crops such as sweet potatoes and soybeans. This kept the soil healthy and enriched. By George introducing such things to the South, this helped farmers become more successful and diverse with the amount of different crops being produced. For farmers, the one insect that destroyed cotton was the weevil. It feeds on grain and cotton. George discovered that these insects in fact did not like peanuts. These farmers didn't think that the peanut business was a good one. George began inventing products that could be peanut-based. He introduced many new peanut products, including cooking oil, dyes for clothing, plastics, fuel for cars, and even peanut butter. Despite the fact that George was born a slave, he overcame those measures and did many significant things throughout his life, being a scientist and an inventor and making it even through his master's degree. He died on January 5th, 1943 in Tuskegee, Alabama at the old age of 78 years old. George Washington Carver.